It's command and control and coordination, and working together with the school system makes them partners. They bring resources that we can use in those other events. We certainly bring resources to them that will make the outcome better in a school violence.
150 Norwalk teachers and staff from all 19 public and private schools joined police and fire officials to take part in a district-wide tabletop safety discussion Thursday afternoon.
We've developed an emergency guide that every teacher, every staff person, the central office will use in the event of an emergency. And we developed a scenario around a violent incident in the school where they used that guide and helped identify the best practices, because each school has its own personality.
To actually be able to get the teachers and the first responders in the same room to actually interact. We can pass out as much information as we want back and forth, but to actually get that information in a manner that's going back and forth, question and answer type of thing, that's where the real value comes from. And also to have the various schools asking each other questions. Who comes up with a good plan? That's a good idea, let's use that. And we heard a lot of that today, where people will come up with very good ideas, and those ideas now will propagate themselves throughout the other schools.
During the day, teachers were able to walk through the steps of the district's emergency preparation guide based on 4 actions: lock out, lock down, evacuate, and shelter in place.
What happens for medical emergencies during another emergency, and how do we deal with reunification? That is what teachers and staff need to know. Beyond that, what the central office, the more robust plan, the more detailed plan, should be working in the background to support that emergency action guide. But that's the guide that we want every teacher to be able to implement.
You really want to look at an all hazards type of plan, a plan that would work for a variety of different dangerous situations, any kind of threat in a school. You don't want to lock yourself into one threat and just plan for one threat.
Officials say having teachers and safety personnel on the same page is important when dealing with any emergency.
We want people to know what the first responders expect of them, and more importantly, what do they expect of us. We want them to know what we're doing, why we set up a command post, why we're going to be going immediately in, or if we're going to be just setting up perimeters or things of that sort. But the fact is, we want everybody on the same page so we know what to expect when we get there and what they would expect of us.
I've advocated for a very robust, broad emergency team that includes everybody from the person calling 911 to the emergency responder to those folks that are in emergency management team. If everybody plays their part, we have a much safer community and more able to respond to any type of emergency.
In Norwalk, Quadruple Coffee, itsrelevant.com.